Alright, so all you K20 Pro and Mi 90 Pro users out there, Android 12 custom ROMs for you guys have been getting really good, and that is what we're going to talk about today. Yes, we are talking about yet another review of a custom ROM based on Android 12 for the Mi 90 Pro, also known as the Redmi K20 Pro. In today's video, we are talking about Octavi OS version 3.3, which was recently released. But before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. If you think you like chatting with like-minded people, well, please join us in Telegram. We have more than 1700 members over there. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now, without further ado, hello, awesome people. Welcome to Phone Ops. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright, so let's see what we have here right off the bat. Now, to give you a disclaimer, I'm really impressed with this particular ROM, be it the benchmark numbers, the smoothness, the battery backup. A lot of things with the latest Octavi OS version are going right, and this is definitely going in the direction of you using it as a daily driver. So let's get on with it. We have AOSP Octavi OS 12 UDFPS fingerprint implementation. The version here is 3.3 official, and Android, of course, is Android version 12. Released on the 17th of January 2021, this ROM does come in both the flavors of vanilla and GApps. You do have the source changelog over here, which as always is going to be a long list of changes that they have made. Let's see here. Right. So as you can see, bump merge Jan patch. So that's Jan security patch, miscellaneous changes. Bring up new about phone UI. Okay, so we will definitely see that. Now, support groups are present over here. These are the 3 recoveries that are recommended. So if you were to install this particular ROM, make sure you use one of the 3 recoveries, and that is what is mentioned at the bottom as well. So it does say if you don't flash the ROM from the recoveries above, you will end up in fastboot. So only use the recoveries shared in this post. Use Android 11 firmware for your device and region. ROM uses OSS vendor and Soviet kernel. Now, I have been saying this again and again for this wonderful device that as long as it is Soviet kernel, the performance numbers will be decent, and that has been the case always. If the link doesn't work, please report in the Octavi OS chat group. So let's go to the main screen, and you see, as you can see over here, I've set up the device in such a way that you can see maximum OS customization, maximum implementation of the ROM. If it looks a little cluttered, please excuse, but this is not my taste. This is to showcase what all this particular ROM can do. So if you look at the home screen, you have this, the date and time over here. Then you have this clock widget over here along with the temperature, weather. You have all sorts of things going on with themed icons. You have a search bar at the bottom. You will have your assistant shortcuts at both the edges. They are working absolutely fine. To the left, if you go, you have Google Now or Google Discover or Google Feed, whatever you want to call it. And trust me, this is one of the smoothest implementations that I've seen on any custom ROM for this particular device. It almost doesn't feel that it is running on 60 Hz. It feels like 70 or 80 Hz to be very clear. Now moving on, apart from this, if you swipe from the top to bottom, there is a lot of things that you would, rather have a look at. First, look at this. This is a quick pull down we're talking about. If I pull down from here, it just gives you access to notifications. But if I pull down from the right, it gives you access to all your quick tiles. Now you have the battery estimates laid out in a very organized manner over here. You have this whole Material U theming system going on, which is in purple because we are using a purple wallpaper. You have the clock over here with the, R font different colored, and then the minute font is in black. Then you have the date over here. So a lot of things are going on, and a lot of quick tiles are available as well. At the same time, you do see you have a battery bar over here, and you do have your traffic indicator, and then you have your battery percentage as well. So that's a lot of things going on as far as the status bar is concerned. Now, if you further go to, other settings, say if you go to the edit menu of quick tiles, you will see that you have your privacy access quick tiles, and then you have extra dim, you do have caffeine, you have sound search, reading mode. So a lot of customization options are present. You also have an option to reset this over here. Probably they should change the color of the font over here. I'm pretty sure later they will be able to fix it, Octavi OS team. So yes, quick tiles look great. They don't only look great, they are working very smooth with a lot of precision. For example, let's see here. Now, this is a sort of animation that I have customized, and it looks really nice. If you go to the power menu, you do have the advanced option over here, and then you do have a shortcut for settings over here, which works absolutely fine. So, that is a good thing. If you press and hold over here, you will get home settings. Now, that's another good thing, because I did say in one of the previous videos that custom ROMs based on Android 12 should be coming with Launcher 12 launcher, and you will see in this video why I actually said that. Let's actually have a small dip or dive in the launcher. So if you go to the general section over here, look at the amount of customization that you have. You have home screen rotation, notification dots. You can select the icon pack over here, themed icons, icon shape, font is experimental. You can select the theme, auto adaptive icons, and let's see here, use 100% of the background. Okay, so it does say use auto adaptive icons, but I don't see that working that often. Now, under home screen, just look at the amount of customization that you have. Moving on, you have customization for your dock as well. So say, let's apply accent color over here. There you go. Now moving on, you have app drawer customization. As you can see, a lot of options over there. Folder customization and recent customization. You can add a couple of buttons over here as well. Now if you go to about, this of course is Launcher 12 developer version. So this is one of the latest editions of Launcher 12. They look good and it's working absolutely fine. Now you do have your standard Android 12 widgets over here. There is something called as, Android System Intelligence, of course. This was crashing in one of the other ROMs on the Poco X3 Pro, but that's not the point. Android 12 widgets are present. They look good. They follow Material You theming and they're working absolutely fine. Now moving on, if you go to wallpapers, you will see that you have a bunch of options over here. So let's select wallpaper in style, change wallpaper. You do get a ton of options over here. Say you select a different color. Right now we are in purple, right? So let's go sort of orangish over here. This wallpaper looks good. Home and lock screen. And the moment you select the tick mark, you will see that the whole UI sort of changes color, and that looks really, really neat. So, Monet UI is working absolutely fine. Even in applications like Google Maps, if you see, it works. Google Chrome, it works. Not Antutu, of course, it might not work in there. But if you go to Gmail and other things, so all the Google apps, basically, Monet UI is working absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Now, the camera situation in this particular ROM is a little weird, because as you can see over here, you have no camera application present. So you'll have to select, Gcam Go or install a Gcam of your choice and stuff like that. But yes, this is the battery bar at the top. Now let's quickly dive into settings over here. Let's go to About Phone. Now under About Phone, let's go to Android version. Now this is what they were talking about. They have redone the About Phone UI, and this looks really, really nice. Everything in one place, the specifications of the device, it looks really, really neat and organized. That is a good thing. Now it does come with the January security patch and Soviet Star kernel, so that is a good thing. Now you will see that the settings menu over here is also organized in a very, very different way, and I'm liking the way these guys are customizing Android 12 ROMs. They are actually making them look better than how it used to look in Android 11, and that's what the story of evolution is, right? The more matured your content or your software gets, the more functional and better it should look, and they're doing a good job over there. So you do have this owner info tile over here, as you can see, very, very colorful. Wow, I didn't expect it to look that good. It looks really, really nice. So apart from this, other settings are more like Android 12 stuff. Now the interesting part over here is, apart from the usual settings like connected devices, passwords and accounts, network and internet, if you go to Octavi Lab, you will see that not only this customization menu is organized in a very, very subtle and organized manner, but it looks pretty decent as well. Now, trust me, we are getting to a point wherein these custom ROMs have actually started looking like professional manufacturers' skins. Like if you were to ship a device with something like this level of software, people would not mind. This doesn't really look like an unpolished software anymore, especially Octavi OS, Project Elixir. A few ROMs are really, really doing a great job, and that is really, really appreciated because they are doing it for free, right? Now you have status bar, quick settings, notifications, Octavi theming, volume panel, navigation menu, gestures, power menu, lock screen, visualizer, and miscellaneous. That's the amount of customizations you have. Now, initially when I used it for the first time, once or twice this did crash on me, but after that it has been working absolutely fine. So if you go to status bar, you can see these are the amount of options that you have there. Now, of course, I've gone ahead and checked every setting. I have enabled almost all the features that I found relevant. That is the reason you see these many options in the status bar and stuff. So I'm just quickly going to take you through one by one. I'm not going to explain everything because that's going to make the video really long. Now you do have quick settings options over here, as you can see, animations and stuff. Moving on, you have your customization for notifications, and you do have Octavi theming, that is basically overriding the Monet customization, as you can see over here. Moving on, you do have your volume panel customization. Now it does say 3-finger screenshot over here, so I cannot see that option over here. We'll look for it somewhere else. Now you do have the advanced power menu over here. You have lock screen customization for the fingerprint scanner. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. Now for devices like the Mi 11X and the Poco X3 Pro, you don't really have a in-display fingerprint scanner, so the animation or the icon doesn't really matter because it's a hardware fingerprint scanner. Over here, the fingerprint scanner is below the display. So UDFPS icon picker, see the amount of options you have, and they are actually working. So let's lock the phone over here. You see this, Captain America, and look at this animation. And mind you, the fingerprint scanner is working absolutely fine. So on the always on display, you will have a normal one, but the moment you place your finger over here, you see this over here, and look at this animation. This is a McLaren animation. Now UDFPS animation effects, see the amount of animations you have over here, and you can change them in an instant, which is a really good thing. So there you go. So these are the amount of customizations that I'm talking about, things that you probably don't even see on stock ROMs, you see them on custom ROMs, right? So you do have the music visualizer over here, and then you have miscellaneous options, which is a good thing. Now moving on, you do have your battery section, which unfortunately doesn't have thermal profiles. But if we talk about the battery usage, as you can see over here, we've been on battery for 3 hours. The screen on has been for 1 hour, and we still have 80%. So that clearly states you'll easily get 5 to 6 hours of screen on time over a usage of around 12 to 24 hours. You should be getting pretty decent battery life. As you can see, I have been using this particular device. Now moving on, you have display, in which you do have some advanced options over here. As you can see, combined signal icons, ambient display, that is always on display and stuff like that. You have custom display settings like DC dimming and high brightness mode. So those options are present and they're working absolutely fine. Now, if you go to the security section, you have pixel imprint. Unfortunately, you don't really have face unlock because this is Android 12 we're talking about. If you go to system and you go to gestures, you will see that you have swipe to screenshot. Remember, I said we will look for swipe to screenshot somewhere else, and that option is working absolutely fine. Now, that's everything about the custom ROM. So, in my opinion, the animations, the usage of the ROM as a daily driver is doing absolutely fine. There is no problem whatsoever. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the important bits. For example, if we talk about safety net, well, safety net passes by default, no problem whatsoever. Google Play certification is present. DRM info says Widevine L1 is present. Now let's go ahead and quickly talk about the benchmark numbers. But before that, we need to check if we have unlimited storage on Google Photos available or not. Backing up for this Pixel is free and unlimited, right? So you have unlimited storage, which is a good thing. Now, if you talk about the CPU throttle test, the CPU throttled to 88% of its max performance, and the average score was 177,300 GIPS with a max score of 194,408 GIPS. Now moving on, if we talk about Antutu benchmark, now this is relatively one of the highest benchmark numbers that I've seen. I've seen around 560, but this is 555,173, which is an excellent score. The temperature increased by 3.7 degrees and the battery decreased by 3%. So now let's talk about the Geekbench numbers over here. Now, as you can see, the single core score is 738 and the multi-core score is 2523. Even the app icon animations, they look good and they work absolutely fine. So all in all, the latest update of Octavi OS, not only in customization and smoothness, in almost all the aspects, this is a wonderful all-rounder ROM. You should definitely go ahead and give it a try. The installation is pretty straightforward, and the fingerprint scanner, the calling, video calling, everything is working as expected, including Wi-Fi calling and stuff like that. So all in all, Octavi OS, brilliant job with the latest update, and keep improving as you keep evolving. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling, take care, goodbye.